Greetings, Legionnaires, and welcome. My name is Jimmy Good, and I am from Critical Reviews, and tonight, or today, depending on when you're watching this, we will be commentating over Aladdin, the Disney classic. I want to start by thanking our Centurion Simon over on Patreon for voting for this film, because without people like you, we wouldn't exist. So, let's get into it. I'm going to start the movie here, and you guys can watch along with me. I have it at 0 seconds, but depending on where you are, if you want to line this up, watch along with me. Talk over it. I'll give you some fun facts and stuff. Let's have a good time, shall we? All right, let's start her here. Okay, so we're looking at the second star to the right, panning down a little bit. And here we go. And there we go. Got the whole flag coming in there. Got the fireworks going off. Oh yeah. Man, I want to go back to Magic Kingdom, Florida. I was just there in 2018, back in October, but I was lucky enough to go there as a kid a lot, so seeing it, brings back memories. All right, Disney logo is fading away, and now we're getting into it. Now, Aladdin is actually one of my favorite Disney films. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. There's something about this old school animation that I just adore. Here we go, our first song. This is a great, great song, too. I really enjoy it. That line right there about the heat is intense, they actually changed from the original version, or maybe the theatrical version, because they talk about cutting off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home. Kind of crazy, huh? Oh, man. That reveal of Agrabah is really, really cool. Now, a little bit of background information here. It sounds like they were actually going to call it Baghdad and base it there, but because of the Gulf War happening at the same time this came out, they didn't do that, which is fine. Now, you might remember this group. This is actually a similar team who actually worked on Moana. Now, as a child, I didn't really understand, who this character was, this kind of salesman. But actually, it is obviously voiced by the one and only Robin Williams. And apparently, it's the genie in disguise. So, think about that. Pretty crazy, huh? It's like, okay, cool. Apparently, the directors actually confirmed this a while ago. So this intro is something that I kind of forgot about a lot. And as a kid, it's always one of those things that I was like, oh yeah, this is actually in this movie, because people don't really recall it, it always seems. So the genie right here is trying to sell his own lamp, which is kind of weird. But I guess he's unchained now? Maybe? Now, apparently Robin Williams also did 4 4-hour sessions in the recording studio, often being drenched with sweat when he was done. So 16 hours worth of just improv and reading lines and all of this stuff to bring the genie to life. Jafar's appearance, I guess, is completely based upon another Disney villain. Can you guess who? I'll give you a couple of hints. Think of a tall kind of cloak or gown with a bird and a staff. If you guessed Maleficent, very good. Jafar is another one of those kind of creep villains that starts off, normal kind of looking dude, and then disguises himself as this creepy old man later, which is straight terror to me. Very scary. Aladdin is also an interesting departure from a lot of the kind of classic fantasies that Disney was known for. I think it's the 31st film or animated film that they had ever done, and definitely not a typical kind of fairy tale that you'd find like Black Forest style, like you have your Snow White, even Little Mermaid, Sleeping Beauty, stuff like that. But I like it. It's cool. By Allah. Oh my gosh. I don't remember that. Now, Jafar is kind of a dummy. He's very powerful already, but he shows that he's, like, he wants too much. He gets too greedy, too prideful. And I guess greed more so than pride, but yeah, it's just, what a dummy. And this poor guy, he's about to get wrecked. Whoa, I don't remember the Cave of Wonder has an earring. I don't know how you would find said diamond in the rough. Now, also remember that at the time of this recording, this is pre the actual live action Aladdin, so I haven't seen that yet. I'm excited about it, and there's a lot of people who are kind of concerned, so we'll see how it shakes out. Yeah, that guy is dead. So, like, how many people is going to, like, Jafar bring out here, you know? Speaking of actors who helped inform the actual design of, like, the characters, when Gilbert Gottfried was cast, the guy who actually did do, like, the animation for for Iago, kind of knew how to draw him then after, you know, knowing how Gilbert sounds and how he looks. I do like Jafar's face. There's some kind of weird angular, like, animation to it. Now, Scott, I believe Wagner, whatever, is also the boyfriend of DJ back in Full House, and now he's in Fuller House, but the voice, the actual just speaking voice of Aladdin. Didn't realize how big of a deal this movie would be, because when he tried out for it, he just thought it was a little cartoon. And he's like, if I would have known what this was going to be, I probably would have tanked that audition. I'm in trouble. I love that. One thing I really enjoy about this film is almost all of the songs, save A Whole New World, has this kind of jazzy feel to it. It's just very upbeat and it's moving, and I like that. Rip him open, take it back, guys? What? Yeah, this is just a great song. So there's a little bit there where in a lot of these musicals, you know, especially the animated ones, you're giving some exposition and like a little bit of background with these characters, like hearing that he has no parents. It's like, oh, okay, like it's kind of sad that some lady said that to him, to his face. Oh gosh. Do you think Aladdin does this every day? Like he sings this song, steals a loaf of bread. I don't know. He's got a sword. Yeah. That poor guy's like throat's all ripped up. Oh man. He's probably dead. This Aladdin stuff are in Agrabah on the marketplace just reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. I'm just like, yep. There's a lot of questionable physics going on here. Like that rope was up before, like the guy was singing about, or kind of like playing the tune to, and now Aladdin used a magic carpet that wasn't a magic carpet. Dang. That's okay. I know it's a cartoon, but still. Now, apparently Aladdin's design was actually, as far as his animations go, was actually informed by the one and only MC Hammer. You can tell kind of by his parachute pants, harem pants or whatever, and his movements, kind of MC Hammer-esque, hilariously. One thing, too, that's really nice about this is right away we get a good feeling for Aladdin. Like, you know, he's fighting for survival and he wants to eat to live and steal to eat and all that stuff. But even he's a good guy, and he's gonna, you know, help these kids out. A true diamond in the rough, wouldn't you say? I just don't know how Jafar would ever find him, you know, just like... That horse looks kind of familiar. Almost reminds me of the one from Tangled a little bit. Whoa, so Aladdin just tanked that whip. Dang. Oh, Aladdin, that's getting dangerously close to swearing, bud. I love it. Dang. Some good little back and forth here. I also love the design of those kind of towers of Agrabah. Love it. Originally, apparently, Aladdin's mother was supposed to play a larger portion in this movie, but clearly not. Apparently that's something they put into more of the Broadway play. So he stole all that stuff, right? I agree that you have, like, a pretty good heart and a really good, like, apartment there, Aladdin, that you don't pay for. And you're a nice guy, but, like, what else is there to you right now? I'm sorry, I guess he's got that whole anti-gravity thing going for him, which is pretty good. Oh, the Sultan. So good. Now, a little peek behind the curtain here. Young Jimmy always had a big crush on Jasmine, and you guys know I'm not a big fan of cats, but Raja was one of those things that I really liked. I was like, oh man, she's got a pet tiger? That is so cool. And Jasmine kind of plays by her own rules. Probably a lot of it has to do with the fact that her father doesn't really kind of put his foot down on anything, really. I like that the Sultan is saying that the law has to do with this or that, but he's the Sultan, he could change it at any time, but nope, can't do that, wouldn't have a movie. Now, remember and imagine that this was back in the 90s, I think, right around there. So this wasn't like a time, and especially set way in the past, obviously, where it wasn't going to be like, oh, Jasmine can just be the new Sultan or the Queen, you know? And I get where the Sultan's coming from. Like, he's trying to help her, and he wants to take care of her, and he's worried that he's going to die and leave her alone. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just That's just how it was back then, especially way, way back in the past when this movie's kind of set. I love that he kind of comments on her mother. It's like, oh, I would love to know more about that. Also, an interesting reveal, too, that Jafar, the main bad guy, is actually the advisor, like the right-hand man to the Sultan. Oh, Iago's eyes look so messed up when he's playing dumb. Jafar just throwing shade to Iago. Uh... See, like, Jafar's still pretty powerful right now. Dang, yeah. Man, that Gilbert Godfrey he's perfect for the role, but he's also just like so ugh. It's hard to listen to. This whole secret like laboratory here is very reminds me of Yzma, I should say, from or reverse that for, Emperor's New Groove. I kind of like that whole like, oh yeah, I'm the right hand man, and maybe that's where Yzma kind of got her start there. Thinking about that. That's a movie we should do a commentary on someday, too. That's a funny one. Ugh. They kind of play Raja up to be more of like a dog, now that I think about it. Imagine that. A pet tiger. Oh my gosh. So cool. And then decides to help her. Oh. Yeah. Raja's got the soul of a dog. No cat's doing that, man. It's not happening. So did Aladdin just, like, not eat yesterday? I don't know. Too bad Aladdin just doesn't, like, get, like, a job somewhere. That's still a problem they have today, is that there are some places on the planet where monkeys just steal everything. Whoa, did he just crack like a melon on his kneecap? Oh my gosh, Aladdin, jeez, he can tank a lot of damage. There's like a lot of street performers that get like kind of injured while performing in this movie. Aladdin's like, I could steal those earrings. Oh, and she's very pretty. No. It's pretty great here too that her naivete is on full display. Like, she would just give an apple away because she's like, oh, at the palace she just takes whatever she wants. Hands her the sword right away. Aladdin does a good job here of kind of playing this off, and Jasmine does play into it pretty well, so it kind of shows that they already have like a good kind of working chemistry. And there's Aladdin just, trying to play it off. Like, oh, this is the apple, but the guy's still down an apple. You know? How did Abu get all those apples in that little vase? Again, cartoon physics. It's okay. But still, I'm calling you out on it, Abu. Something's going on there. Dang. Like, what a setup this guy's got. Oh, I forgot. This is how he finds the diamond in the rough. Okay. That wheel also reminds me a lot of Maleficent with the spinning, like, sewing needle. So, Jafar is like this powerful sorcerer right now. Like, decently powerful. He's got abilities that no one else seems to possess. He's got the Sultan's ear, can kind of do whatever he wants. But he still wants to be the Sultan. It's like, come on, dude. Like, take the win, right? That's what the whole thing with villains is. You gotta see how they screw up and learn from them and overcome them. Also, Jasmine, that was impressive, Jasmine. Well done. But she's just following this dude who did help her out, but like following him to some random location. How did he get this place with this view? That's like a premium spot. It's still like, I know that no one's living up there and it's kind of not great, but one thing I appreciate too about animated films, especially these older ones, they move pretty quickly. They're kind of breezy and they're going along at a quick pace, and I really appreciate that because we have so many of these big kind of superhero films nowadays, like 2.5 hours long, and it's just like, oh, come on, get to the point. These ones don't waste any time. I also like they're kind of talked over, but that they have more in common. They both feel trapped, and it's nice to have that because a lot of times in these movies you have two kind of leads, usually a male female, and they're just forced to love each other just because they're the lead male and female and they don't have much in common. But here they definitely do, even though they're on completely opposite sides of the kind of poverty line, as it were. How the heck? My gosh. I guess Jafar sent them? Hmm. Man, I'm glad that worked out for him because they could have both died right there. Are all these guards missing like one tooth? Oh, they're missing more, I guess. Huh? I would think that the princess would supersede the advisor to the sultan, but I guess I don't understand how this works. And again, this is very male dominated society back in the day, so it makes sense. Oh, what the heck? There's like a bunch of pillows and like a pipe over there. Jafar, what's going on? You know, also Jafar kind of has this Scar quality to him too, where he's again kind of like not the Scar's second in command, but he's kind of, scheming, and he can't do a direct assault on, the monarchy. But he's kind of doing all these, like, oh, I play dumb and I don't know what's going on, and la 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 la. Interesting. What a creep. Ugh. It's kind of weird that they gave Iago teeth still for, like, smiling, I guess, and talking like a human. I don't know. Do you guys ever, like, when you watch, like, animated birds that have teeth and things like this, does that bother people? Maybe it just bothers me. That's because you didn't ask. Jasmine. Oh, and look at Raja giving her a hug. Think if, like, a tiger hugged you. Oh, those rats kind of remind me of the bad rats from Lady and the Tramp. And anybody see Great Mouse Detective? Not a bad film, if I remember correctly. A lot of CG later on, too. Pioneered some stuff, I think. Could be wrong. Terror incoming, everybody. Abu can do spot-on impersonations. It's very good. Yeah, she was worth it. He's got like a hairpin. Another interesting thing we have here too is, like, we have our main protagonist who, like, knows the person they're romantically interested in now, and that's, like, the whole point of the film is romance. Look at this creep. Like, he makes Smeagol look cuddly. Like Gollum. Ugh. Oh, man, yeah. Not a huge fan. I guess the more I see him, though, the least, or I just become less afraid of him, as opposed to the freaking Wicked Queen from Snow White. Oh, man. Old people, man, terrifying. So, did Jafar, like, brick and mortar this prison? Like, probably not, right? Still. Oh, Jafar, he's so lazy. Now, we haven't really talked about it too much, but the animation does look pretty good in this film. And some of the CG stuff, while I'm not a huge fan of blending the two, they did use these animated films to kind of push that a little bit. And now we have what we have today, which, for better or for worse. I personally really like the old school styles. There's something about them that really just, there's so much character in them. Like between this and Mulan and Pocahontas and Lion King, there's just such distinct styles. But I still really like Tangled. I like Frozen enough. I like Moana a lot. But I'd be interested to see what those films look like drawn up like this. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, one thing they did push for the CGI is obviously carpet, which I kind of forgot was CGI. I kind of remember thinking it drawn up, kind of animated like everybody else. But see, there's something about it right there. I'm just like, oh, it's like a 3D thing in a 2D space. I just don't know how I feel. It's just kind of, eh. More recently, we've seen another character kind of like this in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's Doctor Strange's Cloak of Levitation, kind of this heavy personality in this inanimate object, supposedly. But much more than it seems. I also really like the design, actually, or the color and the patterns on carpet too. There's something really cool. It's like fire and the Cave of Wonders, like tiger on the corners and whatnot. Carpet is like both a really kind of cool friend, but also just like a really strong ally. Like it's like an RPG. Like he gets a few really good people in his party. He gets, Carpet, who's got the mobility, and then eventually Genie coming up here, who's just like, what a great pal to have, Not just for his abilities, but just because Genie's a cool guy. Carpet's cool too. Thankfully, Carpet isn't like sadistic or vindictive or whatever else. Could you imagine walking by mountains of gold? Like mountains and mountains and mountains of gold and treasure, and just like how quickly would you become numb to that? You just be like, yep, another thing full of gold. Probably one of the most iconic scenes in any Disney film coming up right here. Not only for the genie's reveal and the song and whatnot, but just Aladdin approaching this lamp. You kind of have this mystical, kind of dark, ominous kind of ascent, and it's very, the mystery is there, and this young boy is kind of fulfilling his destiny. There's something really cool about it, and kind of walking into the light. Yeah, oh, it's so cool. And such an unassuming look and design for the lamp, and I really like that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Holy Grail back in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Dang. So I guess touching magic carpet with like their feet didn't count as the treasure, but like, I don't know, it seems pretty rough. Also, like, kudos to Aladdin for not going for all the diamonds and stuff, because like clearly he's motivated by greed and money. So good on you, buddy. It's just Abu. You gotta probably shouldn't have sent Abu in with you. Now I feel like the Cave of Wonders is like just screwing with Abu, because like it could have popped those rocks in any order, but now I think it's technically we're underground. This is magma. Another insane scene, especially for back in the day, to see him moving through this space quite like this. I think one of the reasons why this movie holds up really well and a lot of people love it is because of the adventure. You can kind of put yourself in Aladdin's shoes, and he has moments like that where he can, he's like, I'm in trouble, or like, start panicking. You can like, oh yeah, he's kind of saying what we're all thinking, and a relatable character. Aladdin, that was an amazing recovery there. I would have totally fallen. Very Indiana Jones right here, too. Toss me the idol and I'll toss you the whip. He celebrates too early. Dang. That's so harsh. Like, oh, it's a monkey bite, just like at the end of Mrs. Doubtfire. So he was just gonna straight up stab Aladdin in the face and chuck him into the Cave of Wonders. Man, it's brutal. So, like, is the Cave of Wonders, like, could you just, like, dig down there? Or I guess it's all, like, magma'd? I don't know. Also, he ripped out his teeth, or ripped off his teeth, or put on new teeth. How did he do that? Did you find the body, Jasmine? Do you know what happened? You could have called it off. Were you waiting around all day to talk to the Sultan about it? Like, why didn't you go to him right away and say, like, hey, Dad, let's not kill this kid, huh? So I guess the Cave of Wonders is, like, completely, like, magma now. Two-faced son of a jackal. All right. There you go. Hashtag two-faced son of a jackal. That's going to be the hashtag if I can remember it. Abu has like a pocket dimension in that vest. I don't know why I'm getting goosebumps from this, but I'm really excited to see Genie. Genie is absolutely one of my favorite Disney characters of all time. Oh my gosh. This is so good. So did Genie create carpet? Guess not. Yeah, this is still really good. I do not envy the fact that they're trying to do this in live action. Yeah, this song is just between this song and A Whole New World, it's incredible that like they both kind of stand kind of like shoulder to shoulder. Like people remember both. I think this is the one though that people I don't know, actually both seem like ones that people recall, you know. Yeah, Robin Williams, it's, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's so cool that he ever existed in the first place and they got him to do this. Apparently to get him to sign on, they actually animated a few of his like comedy specials as Genie and then he signed on. And he actually kind of paved the way for a lot of other kind of big, well-known actors and comedians to be in, you know, animated films like this. The thing about this too, it's so probably liberating for animators to go like completely crazy in the middle of, you know, being hyper focused on doing all this because like you have like Mushu and Mulan that you can kind of do a little bit different with animation stuff, but like with Genie, you can do anything you want. Like it doesn't matter if it belongs or not. Dang, Aladdin. We're gonna turn on a Jasmine right there? Not cool, man. It's also kind of interesting that Genie has magic that he can use just anytime. Like, it's not dependent on that. Like, someone wishing. Apparently, a applause sign was put in too, because one of the Disney higher-ups was saying that after that song, no one would clap. So they put that in there kind of as a joke, and then everyone in the theater would clap. Pretty funny. I love that so much, and I've quoted that plenty of times. I can't bring people back from the dead. It's not pretty, and I don't like doing it. I love it. It's so good. I love this part that Aladdin kind of like tricks Genie into getting him out of there without wishing. It's well done. It's just so good. I wish they would have gotten Robin Williams to just voice all the safety protocols for every Disney ride. It's just so good. Oh, the Sultan's chair is like a big elephant, like sculpture. That's so cool. And the Sultan has little stairs up to his actual throne. Great. Oh, I guess so. Jasmine will still be queen, but I don't think she has the power yet as the princess. But she couldn't do it by herself. Like, she has to get married. It's incredible that Iago has that voice, but can do that voice that well. Like, his mimicry is very good. Yeah, Jafar, think of the long game, man. Geez, Iago, that's pretty rough. Foul little mind works. Nice. But also, Jafar isn't a prince, and I forget how they work around that. But also, if you're this powerful at this point, and basically in the Sultan's ear, can't you just kill them both? I don't know. Some good flight attendant dialogue there. Sheepish. So good. I like how he takes him to an oasis in the desert. It's a really cool little setting. Another cool thing too that we have in this film that you get again, kind of with Mushu and Mulan, is that you kind of have this secondary character, Genie, who has this want and has like, you know, this desire to be different than he is right now, or to kind of, you know, elevate himself. And that is also like at the crux of this whole plot, and that Aladdin's quest and Genie's quest will align and do align. Oh, nice little Pinocchio nod there. Which apparently Robin Williams also actually made the noise for the nose stretching. It's very good. But still, that's what I love. I love having this. That's why I think Mulan also is another film I really enjoy. Because you have Mulan and Mushu working together, you know, but they also have goals that are separate. Same here. I like that carpet's toasting with some wine. He's just, yeah. Royal recipes. Oh, of course, little nod there to The Little Mermaid, which I believe came after this film. So what, Little Mermaid, I think Beauty and the Beast in this film, and the folks who did Ariel, or Little Mermaid, I should say, did not want to do Beauty and the Beast, and they want to save up and do Aladdin instead. Kind of have a little bit of a Cinderella situation here too, with a fairy godmother in Genie, but also taking like your, you know, animal companions into like your steed. Dumbo, man, they've got so many jokes, so many references. I love it. Still has like the monkey tail. So there's the Beast right there. If you can see, is one of the toys from Beauty and the Beast. All these little nods. We see you, Disney. Oh, here comes a little bit that I really enjoy between the Sultan and Jafar. The Sultan's just trying to be nice to Iago. He's just trying to give him crackers. So he's got him hypnotized right now, right? And it works, and it should work like it always does. And then he throws a little shade at him. Breaks it, and then he's like, oh, hypnotized again. I love it. Another really good song that isn't remembered as much, but it's still a really good one. So none of these people are real. They're just magic. Robin Williams has a pretty good singing voice, too. Oh, like every step Abu has, you can hear kind of the bass. I like that. That was great. So Genie just like gave him super strength. I really too do love that Genie actually like puts himself into the crowd as different people to get everybody on his like side. It's so good. Also the little breaths of fog there, like it's cold out. Just very Macy's Day Parade, obviously. So good. Yeah, the lyrics are just so good. Mm. He's got the monkeys. Let's see the monkeys. So funny. Uh, monkeys rhymed with flunkies. Well done. All right, big finish. Like Sultan got attacked there too, right? Oh, I guess not. I love that he comes in on carpet like that. That it's a great entrance. Prince Ali Ababwa. It's a fun name. Yeah, that's such a Scar thing to say. Ecstatic. A boo boo. I like that the Sultan is just kind of fun loving. That's great. Like, not a lot of dads in these types of movies are like the fun guy, you know? And that's not a mushroom joke. I can't believe they didn't come up with like a country or a kingdom for him to come from. It's like, should have thought of something, like, even just a fake name. I guess it would have been too easy for them to have Genie say like, "Oh yeah, just say you're from Alabama," you know, or something like that. Uh, everybody like grabs Aladdin's cheek. What's up with that? I love that she calls them all out on this. It's so great because it kind of puts all of them in the same camp for just a hot moment, which is funny. Prince Abubu. Just so good. Trying to, I forgot, trying to imagine just like an elephant trying to open up bananas. Yes, a little Rodney Dangerfield. And then Jack Nicholson. Oh my gosh. She seemed to be into you before, man. I don't know why he's doing this. Yeah. Apparently, the only recording session where Aladdin, Genie, and Jasmine were all together in the same room, those actors, was for this little bit. Another thing I like too about Genie is that while he is very comedic and, you know, larger than life, but he has these moments where he is emotional and he does care and he wants, you know, the best for Aladdin. And I really like that. He's slightly relatable in these moments. All the claws come out of Raja. That's great. Shere Khan action. I don't know how Jafar and Jasmine don't recognize him. Pick a feature. Again, a lot of this seems like it was reused for Mushu and Mulan. Be yourself. Yeah, it's good stuff. Again, even though this is set kind of in the past, it's fictional, obviously. But I like that he kind of recognizes that she doesn't, just need to be told what to do. It's nice. It's like right here, right there, she knows, like it's him. So one complaint we get, from this scene that we hear a lot about is like, oh man, they go all over the world pretty quickly and, presumably one night. It's magic, man. Don't think about it. Like, it's okay. In the long-running tradition of, this romantic duet that we get, it's hard to think of one that's as, memorable and as powerful as this because, not only is Aladdin showing Jasmine like the entire world, which he doesn't necessarily know a lot about, but it's just like the background, the backdrop, them bonding over this, and it's just like so crazy when you compare it to all the other ones like this. So you think of like, Sleeping Beauty, where she meets Prince Philip in the forest and they, singing that song about I Knew You, Once Upon a Dream, and, Lion King, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And the only one that comes close to me is like Tangled with the lantern sequence. Also, by the way, terrifying if a carpet just dropped you into the clouds like that. I'm like, nope. So maybe Aladdin took like a quick trip around the world on the carpet because I feel like he knows what's going on. I don't know. It's It's a beautiful song, though. Obviously, get a little nostalgic here for Hercules when they're going through this area. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's like, yep, it's the same apple trick. And I think it's not as crazy to think that they could go around and do this after we've seen the genie sequence. This would be out of left field if not. Nice reflection shot there. And then obviously thinking about Mulan, I don't know if these were kind of nods towards the future of Hercules and Mulan, but it's not that Disney hasn't done this before. Look back at Pinocchio, you could see like Peter Pan and maybe like Alice in Wonderland or something, like books somewhere sitting. Oh, got played. I love that Jasmine just like cuts right through him with that stare. Trying to double down on that lie. And I get it that he's worried about that, but still. I can't believe she falls for it. It's like, so what? Like, he had that apartment set up just in case he was going to bring her up there someday? Or, like, he was hitting on some commoner then? So he's a prince that's cool with that? I don't know. It just seems like, Ooh. Carpet with the assist here. I love that they both look surprised. And then they're like, oh, no, it's okay. Like, which another thing different for Disney is kind of having a kiss like that isn't like waking her from the dead or the finale of the movie. You know, they still come to that, obviously, but still, it's like, okay. A little more realistic. But also, you lied to her, so like. How did they capture Abu in a net? Dang, it's pretty rough. Like, Jafar, you gotta kill people, man. You gotta do a better job of this. Also, the guards, like, never found. They tied him to a ball and chain and threw him into some lake somewhere. Like, where? Like, I'm not saying that the desert in Agrabah can't have lakes nearby, but, like, come now. Here comes the sketchy part of the film, too. So, right now, Aladdin has 2 wishes left. He used the first one to make himself a prince, but he still has 2. And he has not used the other ones, and he doesn't necessarily use this one. Genie does help him out, so technically, Aladdin, by the end of this film, probably has one more wish. So Genie can break his rules. I probably would have done something different here if I was writing this, because nowadays we're all really big sticklers for this sort of thing. Thank goodness Genie's a good guy. Ugh. Pick out curtains or anything? Is that... I don't... What? This is so creepy. He's like, I was waiting behind this door for the great reveal. What a creep. Oh, he's back. Iago almost swearing there. I like how Aladdin is the only one who's ever figured out the staff. I like how magic is just accepted in this world too. It's pretty cool. I like that. Just dig a grave for both of us. You know, the ending is much more climactic, obviously, than this, but it would have been pretty cool to watch Jasmine and Aladdin just beat the snot out of Jafar. Oh man, Aladdin going to kiss her right again? Whoa, jeez. Sultan's like, oh. Praise Allah. That's the third time we've heard that in this one. Aladdin, man, like you, what a happy-go-lucky father-in-law, dude. Lucking out. Aw. He's feeling the guilt. I love it. Did he just call Jafar your highness? That Jafar laugh is also very freaky. What's that hat made of? Oh, is he hitting the jewel? That was weird. Again, it would be kind of interesting to have this be like a not climactic ending, but still. I kind of like it because in this moment, like Aladdin is kind of like, you know, he's fallen in love and he's going to be the Sultan what he wanted to be, but he's not happy. He's not cool with it. And I like that a lot. He's with reading the screenplay. And if you would have wished him free, we wouldn't have this ending. Interesting that Genie has an earring on the right ear, but the Cave of Wonders had an earring on the left ear. I wonder if there's any significance to that. Like two halves to the whole? I'm not sure. I also like that they haven't changed Abu back to a monkey yet. They're like, we'll just keep him as an elephant. Keep selling the lie. I always got to do this in these types of movies where they're like the friends kind of break up and they aren't friends for a little bit. That flamingo, creepy. uh. Wow, he knew right where that was. Good find. Yeah, again, though, I like the structure of this film. Like I said, it moves quickly, but there's kind of this out of order nature to it that I really enjoy. Like, he's already in a relationship with her, which is just like, that just like doesn't happen in these types of films. But it's like he still has the problem in his heart because of guilt, and it's great. Can you have two masters though? And didn't you know about the genie in the lamp like a long time ago though, man? Like, I see you just didn't realize that Aladdin made it out of there. Also, look at this. Burning your first wish, dummy, as just becoming Sultan. Wasted wish. A boo-boo. I love that. So he said Sultan, but I guess that also meant that Genie had to pick up all of Agrabah or the palace. That's cool looking, though. Like, how are you going to get in and out of that palace, man? So this is where I would have started. So if he's going to be the most powerful sorcerer in the world, does he really need to A, be Sultan, or B, become a genie? I like that his hat changes, though. Yeah, see, he says down boy like it's a dog. Hmm. Like, look how powerful Jafar is right now. He's got telekinesis, like, he can change or, like, de-age creatures. It's amazing. Because I'm guessing the vizier of the Sultan would probably take over being Sultan if maybe, say, the Sultan turned into a baby. He just slaps him. And he, oh man. I like that they're using this song again, though. Dang, that laugh, man. How does Aladdin survive this? Like, he just got sent across the planet in a tower, and he's still alive. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, if the cold didn't kill him, like, or isn't gonna kill him, it's like, Aladdin has what I like to call the Harry Potter effect, where like he's still a good guy, and he's probably a little more competent, but like he's got some really really good friends, and he's lucky to have them. Yeah, they like send him to like I don't know the Arctic or the Antarctic. Either way, like very far away. And poor Carpet got like was either in the tower or was smashed against it, like during flight. And that window, use that window to your advantage, buddy. See, that's a bold move, and you gotta respect it. Yeah, you know what? I take it back. He's more competent than Harry Potter, but he's got good buddies too. Thankfully, Carpet can just freaking truck back there. So his first thing is to make the Sultan a puppet and Jasmine a slave. Like, straight up Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi. I thought he just hated Jasmine, though. Oh, man. Come on, Jafar. This is what he's gonna burn his final wish on. Ugh. What a dumb... So, I guess my workaround would be like, if I were Jafar... Oh, by the way, I love that Genie's just going into his whole addendum speech again. Like, that's what he always does, like, default. But also, if instead of getting her to fall in love with you, why wouldn't you just say, I want Jasmine to do everything that I tell her to do? Like, because he doesn't want her to be in love with him. Right? Like, he just wants to control her. Oh, what a creep. Ugh. Well dressed. I don't like that Jafar falls for this. I don't like that Jasmine tries it and it actually doesn't work. The gaps between your teeth. Ugh. Just grab it now. Just grab it right now, Aladdin. What are you doing? Why are you waiting? Oh, gosh, I don't like that she kisses him, too. Like, there's something about watching, like, your main character kiss the villain that it's just so, ugh. And it doesn't work. Like, it'd be one thing if it worked, but it doesn't work. I'm just saying, you know, no matter what, even though Aladdin's gonna win the day, there's still gonna be that image of her kissing Jafar. Ugh. Also, I'm gonna say that Aladdin is gonna take Jafar in one-on-one physical combat. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, he's like murdered Carpet. So remember what I said about the whole telekinesis thing and the de-aging thing that he can do? He can turn himself into a gigantic cobra. Not just a cobra, but a gigantic cobra. Like, what genie powers do you need? Like that genie's eyes get like bloodshot when he yells "great" right there. It's kind of creepy. But Aladdin did get one hit off on him with a sword. Like, that's amazing too. No, you know what? I take it way back. Aladdin is pretty competent. He's going one-on-one with this dude, and he has no powers. And he stabbed him too, which is great. Which, when he turns back into a human, does that just go to his foot? Or did he heal himself? Oh, it's a cool looking snake, though. And I guess this does play into like Jafar's like inferiority complex of being like second to the Sultan. Oh, I didn't remember that he takes his fist and makes it into a snake. Al's like, I hope this works. Like, that fall is probably killing Aladdin, right? I do like that he just takes, like, a piece of wood and breaks that glass. That's good stuff. And I do like that Jafar's, like, he's going crazy. He's got the cosmos in his hands, but he's got that black lamp. I like that it's different than Genie's. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Outsmarted by the street rat. Also, put that lamp somewhere that no one can touch it. I'm talking like throw it in the ocean, put it in some lava. Also, did the palace teleport back there? They must have, right? Also, the Cave of Wonders still exists. Okay. I love that Aladdin comes clean, though. It's good. That was like, he was not going to be okay with it either way. Think of all the people in Agrabah right now who are just straight up terrified. Their palace went away and they came back, and now there's a gigantic blue genie, like, man hanging outside. Also, that's how the end of Mulan is too. He's like, the emperor says, "You're not gonna, you never." How I say, you don't find a girl like that every dynasty. Dang, Mulan cribbing off Aladdin. Yeah, Aladdin's got a lot of good characteristics. I like that he's, selfless here. It works out for him. He's a caring individual. Probably one of the best Disney protagonists. Also, it's funny because Genie's kind of little wrist cuffs, they're kind of part of his design, so he does put them back on in future installments. What if you did wish for a river that long? How would that happen? I don't know. Apparently, this outfit here he wears at the end with this Hawaiian shirt and this goofy hat is very similar to one that Robin Williams wore during a press event, actually at MGM Studios, or Disney's Hollywood Studios, down in Florida. Oh my gosh. I also love that Genie hasn't had a friend in 10,000 years, so he just gloms onto Al, just like, we're best buddies. Ah, so good. Gotta love these schmaltzy endings. Also, why can't Genie just duplicate himself and leave one of the duplicates here? Maybe there's a range on his powers? I like how they had different outfits here, too, at the end. And they wouldn't get married for another 2 movies and a television show. But that's okay. Oh, I wonder that BG 1454, whatever that was there. I don't know. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in just shy of an hour and 26 minutes, we have the film Aladdin. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I sure did. I really do like this film, and it does hold up, thankfully. It just moves at a pace, and I appreciate that. Also, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. Definitely let me know what you think of the movie down below. And remember to tweet the hashtag at me. What was it? You two-faced son of a jackal? I think that's what it was. So hashtag two-faced son of a jackal at me. I'm at JimmyGood013. If you want to support us, consider liking this, sharing this channel with a friend or this video. Also checking out our Patreon and our Spreadshirt. And the patrons, again, at the $25 tier or the Centurion tier, get to pick out one movie a month that we do a commentary on. So yeah, that was this month's. It was a lot of fun. I'm excited to see this live action film eventually, but it's going to be hard to top this. Yeah. Either way, thank you so much for hanging out with me, Legionnaires. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, just remember to adapt and overcome.